going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you all doing? And I'm back here with another movie review, as promised in my little community post. And this has been a long-awaited movie review that I put off for probably 2 years. And that's Haunting in Venice. I was originally going to review this as part of my horror month, like 2 years ago when it came out. But of course, obviously, I never got to that because obviously I was focusing on the arrival of my daughter. So yeah, there's that. So that's why it's got to be put on the back burner. But I was going to save it for following year, but of course that never happened since I changed up my lineup. So finally, after much putting this off, and I finally got my hands on a copy of it. So I finally got a chance to review this. So I'm going to do reviews now. But don't worry, this did give me inspiration. I'm thinking of a couple movies I want to review and maybe save for horror month. But again, who knows? I'm just bouncing around some ideas, okay? But anyway, let's talk about this movie. This was based on the Agatha Christie book, Halloween Party. So it's loosely adapted from that. So in this one, Perot is retired. It's post World War II. He attends a Halloween party. That apparently goes a little wrong. There's a seance. The person that conducting the seance is murdered. There's like a whole thing that goes on. It's just like it could just unravels more and more. But of course, it feels formulaic because I've seen Kenneth Branagh's adaptation of Murder on the Orient Express, and as well as Death on the Nile. But of course, I like Murder on the Orient Express more. But of course, here's the thing: I kind of like the OG stuff. But again, that's just me. But Branagh does some fine work. But when it comes to this one, I feel like this was a very good, fairly interesting adaptation, taking elements of a not well-known Agatha Christie novel, but I heard rumors that there might be other Agatha Christie movies in the works if Kenneth Branagh and Michael Green do decide to get into doing another project. Who knows? Okay, so the door's not fully closed on Perot just yet. But of course, hey, like. How you like your Perot? Do you prefer Albert Finney or do you prefer Kenneth Branagh's performance? What I will say, I kind of like them both, but I like the Albert Finney. But that's just me. But anyway, after seeing the movie, like man, I will admit, there was moments that had me just starting to make me feel okay. I'm starting to piece together who I think it is because even though I've rarely read any Agatha Christie, but me starting to turn to my little detective thing, I was starting to piece everything together, and by literally the halfway point of this movie, I was like, I know who it is, and of course, Caitlin was asking me, oh, you figured it out? I'm like, already? I'm like you'll see. I know who it is. It's kind of obvious if you hadn't pieced it together, but when Perot finally said, I know who did it, and everyone's like, yep, she did it, and she's the culprit, and kind of thing. But yep. Sorry to spoil it for any of those that have not seen it. It's a she. It's one of the main leads in this party. So yeah, and this had an all-star cast. Outside of Kenneth Branagh, you had Tina Fey, you had Kelly Riley, aka Beth frickin' Dutton, you had Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Dornan, aka Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey. Don't ask me how I know, but yes. Just out all that alone, you're looking at that this is like an all-star cast, because again, it's another whodunit kind of thing. If you're gonna do a whodunit, get a good all-star cast. Get some players that you would never think would gel and work together. For instance, back in Murder on the Orient Express, I'm talking about the OG. You had Sean Connery, you had Ingrid Bergman, and just a few name off the top of my head, and then of course you flash forward to all these adaptations. You got Gal Gadot in Death on the Nile. You have Johnny Depp. You got bloody Odell Beckham Jr. and all this. All these are players, and Daisy Ridley. So yeah, you have all of them. If you get an all-star cast of people for a murder mystery, you're gonna have something special on your hands. And they will surprisingly will click, and that's what I like when it comes to a motley crew. Pick some random actors to play these interesting characters in a whodunit procedure. Just sit back, have them take the character and run with it, and you would have have an amazing performance on your hand, and you would just say, "Yes, this is what I paid to see. I paid to see these people." Okay, and sure enough, like Brando had something amazing. Like even though like some of it was more formulaic, there was something like some things kind of felt a little cliche, like the bit of a jump cuts, because again they were trying to incorporate a more of a horror element into this, a supernatural element, and I definitely saw the supernatural elements, but of course, I love how the fact that like Perot was originally a skeptic, but then he became a believer because of what he saw as the night progressed, from his hallucinations in the bathroom, from when he saw the girl went and people were asking, "Wait, who are you talking to?" The little girl, and like, "What little girl?" And like she was right there kind of thing. And like again, that was my only complaint about it was like okay, there's a little bit of jump scares, a bit of false alarms, like, "Oh shit, who just got murdered?" kind of thing. And I did not expect all that, but of course, again, all that maybe started piecing together of, okay, here's the culprit. This person deserves to get arrested or die or whatnot. And and of course I like the whole conclusion. There is some dark comedy elements that I kind of took away from it as well. And it was like, oh man, when Perot puts on the mask from Michelle Yeoh's character, and just like I don't know why, but like it cuts out to, and just when the clock just chimes, and you're like, oh man, what's he doing in this? What the heck is he doing? And you just see him. He's trying to get in the mind of it, and of course he's like, oh, I'm gonna try bomb for Apple, and then the next thing you know, something goes from cheerful to just pure out panic, and you're like, oh shit, didn't expect that. And then of course you're looking like, oh my god, who is it? Who's doing this? And you're like, nope. It's more like the tease, and that is, to me, is a good mark of good storytelling, and a good thing to keep this audience suspended. Like, oh my god, who is it? Kind of thing, and that's a good thing. Again, the Brando's going back to a formula that really works. Okay, because this is what a murder mystery should feel like. And to me, it really does work. And outside of all that, despite some flawed things when it comes to like developing some of these characters, well, I felt like some of them, if not all of them, were well developed, except for the big main players that they were focusing on with the plot. But my only complaint about this is that like I think they should have stretched it for time. I mean, the first two movies were like just a little over 2 hours, but of course, again, they're trying to give those stories a chance to breathe and pace. This one, I felt like I felt something was missing. So again, I know they were trying to just say, okay, I think they had a certain budget, but who knows what the real story is. But overall, I felt like Haunting in Venice felt like a good conclusion for now, for a murder mystery trilogy featuring Agatha Christie's legendary Poirot, like between him, David Suchet, and Albert Finney. I mean, I could probably talk a little bit about that. Like, there's some great performers who ever taken up this mantle. Brando does a fantastic job, and like the storytelling is really good there. The formula works, everything works. The horror elements there, really liked it. So yeah, not much else I can say or knock on it. It's a fine, good adaptation of a very overlooked Agatha Christie story. Everyone talks about Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express. Those two are more iconic than any of them. And yeah, not much else I can say there. But at the end of the day, man, this is a tough one. Like, I was bouncing back and forth when it came to a final score for this. But man, like again. So if I had to compare this to, say, another horror movie with like a murder mystery horror thing, I mean, I don't know. There's very little to go off of, but I would probably give this more like I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's half. I was thinking of giving it a hard 8, but I feel like maybe another repeat viewing it would grow on me. Who knows? But overall, it's a decent conclusion for a trilogy. For now, the door's kind of still open for another sequel, making a quadrilogy or another movie or two. Who knows? Okay, we'll see what the future holds for the future of Perot. All right. So that's it for tonight. Thumbs up this video. Subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.